They say the story began in a garden. But what if the garden wasn't what we thought? What if the serpent didn't just offer a fruit, but rewrote humanity's bloodline? This is what they don't tell you about Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel. We were taught of one man, Adam. Formed from dust, placed in Eden, given a woman from his own rib. But Genesis hides in plain sight. 3 versions of Adam, layered like shadows. Genesis 1 verse 1, in the beginning, God created the earth, the foundation. Some call this the earth man, the spiritual archetype. Genesis 1 verse 26, let us make man in our image. A divine creation, male and female, co-creators, reflective of divine nature. Genesis 2 verse 7, and the Lord God formed man. Not created. Formed. This Adam was different. Not the first. Not the highest. But the beginning of the experiment, the man of dust, soul-breathed but incomplete. Eve was not just deceived. She was seduced. The serpent wasn't a snake. The Hebrew term nachash implies a shining being, a divine rebel, a luminous trickster. This serpent offered more than knowledge. He offered genetic transformation. The fruit was not an apple. It was a code, an act, a union. A hybridization between Eve and the fallen. Thus, Cain was conceived. Eve later gives birth and says, I have gotten a man from the Lord. But in Hebrew, the phrase hints at something stranger. I have acquired a man, with the help of the Lord, or another. Cain and Abel were not twins of the same seed. They were opposites, born of 2 fathers. Abel, the son of Adam, righteous, innocent, sacrificial. Cain, the son of the serpent, violent, proud, the first murderer. This ancient duality lives in our bloodlines. Even science hints at different human origins, blood types that can't mix, Rh-negative mysteries, lineages that science can't explain. Why do some bloodlines reject monkey ancestry? Why do certain lineages show no traceable origin? Because not all flesh is of the same maker. After the murder of Abel, Cain is exiled. But God doesn't kill him. He marks him. What was this mark? A curse? A protection? Or a branding of origin? Cain is sent east of Eden to the land of Nod. But, wait. Who lived in Nod? How could Cain fear being killed if no one else existed? The Bible's silence is deafening. Nod was populated. By who? The pre-Adamites, the others. The ancient ones. Souls before Genesis 2. Fallen lineages. Hybrid beings. Earthborn watchers. Cain marries one of them. Enter Lilibeth, or Lilith, the woman erased from the narrative. In Jewish mysticism, she is Adam's first wife. Feminine. Fierce. Unsubmissive. Some say she left Eden before Eve arrived. Others say she merged with Eve after the fall. She was the spiritual twin of Lucifer. The divine feminine of rebellion. Lilith became the womb for Cain's lineage, birthing a bloodline that would echo through giants, tyrants, empires. This bloodline survived the flood. Not through Noah, but through the wives his sons took. The seed continued. This isn't just ancient myth. It's in our blood. Why are some blood types dominant? Why are others recessive, rare, and untraceable? Rh-negative blood defies Darwin's theory. It resists disease. It defies interbreeding with Rh-positive without intervention. It doesn't belong. What if certain lineages are remnants of the fallen race? What if the war wasn't between good and evil, but between 2 humanities? Cain's descendants built cities. They invented weapons. They created economies and empires. Abel left no children. But Seth was born later. And from him came Noah, Abraham, and Christ. Cain and Abel weren't just brothers. They were prototypes, blueprints of war. Cain, the earthly. Abel, the heavenly. Cain's offering was fruit, from cursed soil. Abel's was blood, from sacrifice. God accepted one, rejected the other. And the result was murder. This ancient story plays out in us. Every day, every decision. Between pride and humility, flesh and spirit. The war didn't end in Genesis. It's still raging. What they didn't tell you is that you are part of this story. You carry traces of Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, Lilith and the serpent. Your blood remembers. Your soul remembers. And your choices echo the garden. The question isn't just who they were. The real question is, who are you?